YouTube, what's the word? Today I'm going to show you how to do stiff leg deadlifts. So today I will begin by doing a calf elevated hip hinge. This gets the calves, hamstrings, particularly the top of the hamstrings, ready for the stiff leg deadlift. And I'm just exposing my legs to show you guys. You want to keep a straight leg the whole time. If you have to flex your quads because your hamstrings are so tight, that's okay. But we want to get the calves and hamstrings ready. Now next up, we're going to get into some hyperextensions, keeping the lower back, glutes, and hamstrings tense throughout the whole range of motion. And this gets once again, it gets the posterior chain ready.
Yeah, that doesn't count though. Well, no, not really. And sometimes I'll just take a preemptive strike. Yeah. But I haven't used.
Next up, I'm going to do a hip dominant split squat. So right there, I just showed the way that I don't do it, at least for deadlift days. So I don't fold the knees, I fold a lot at the hips. Keeping the knees over the ankles is what we're looking for, and that forces you to put your weight onto your hips. Trying to keep a relatively straight back leg and putting all that work on your glutes. Next up is the first exercise, and this prepares the glutes for tension during the stiff leg deadlift. Working with some barbell hip thrust. I didn't go heavy, just working with 135 and then another set with 225. And even the 225 set, my hard set, wasn't a killer set. It was just enough to get a good pump going and get me ready for some stiff legging. So just a few reps there with barbell hip thrust. I like to find that foot angle that targets my glutes the most. That's usually with the feet wide spread and the toes pointing out slightly. But just find what works for you. Here's my hard set with 225. And I would recommend that you place your back and the back of your arms as low as you can on the bench. That way you can get your glutes under a deep weighted stretch. And that's really going to help carry over to your stiff leg deadlift and maintaining your posture and minimizing how much your back rounds forward. We're looking for the glutes to work on the stiff leg deadlifts, and the lower back's going to work, but we don't want it to work too much. So this will get the glutes ready for action for sure. All right, so first set with stiff leg deadlifts, doing 135 for like 3 or 4. I can't really remember. You can experiment with your head position. So sometimes I'll put my head facing forward or look straight up. And sometimes I'll just look straight down towards the floor. For some reason today, I was getting much better lat and glute activation looking down. You'd be surprised how much your head position influences the muscles you activate. Focused on keeping the knees over the ankles. So not allowing as much bend in the knees as you would with a conventional deadlift. Notice that my hips don't really drop, they're kind of staying the same height. They come back, but they're not really dropping down that much. And I'm trying to keep my scapula retracted, so turning on my traps and my rear delts, turning on my triceps. Here's a set so we did 135, 185, doing 1 rep with 225. Next up, we're going to do 1 rep with 275. We're down nice and slow, with a brief pause at the bottom and a press forward at the glutes to come back up. Then we're going to do a grip set with 315 for 1, just training the grip back up. It's the first time I've done this in a while, and it felt great, so I was excited. Coming down, brief pause, right back up. All right, so gearing up for the hard set here. I'm using Harbinger wrist wraps. And with those wrist wraps, I like to make sure that the loop comes up and up and in, and I wrap to the inside and the middle. Before I do a hard set, just take 3 fast inhales and exhales and zone in. Just zone in. Try to focus on those hamstrings, getting a big stretch on the hamstrings at the bottom. Brief pause at the bottom, and then press forward with your hips to come up top. I like to pull back with my lats. That way, lower back activation is not quite as much as it would be if I was relaxed on my lats. Down here. There we go. There you have it. I think that's all I had. But I like to do another one, like lower it down nice and slow, just like I'm going to do another one. And that's it. Alright, thanks guys. Thanks for watching.